What's up, everybody? Favorite vlogger. Wow, this thing looks horrible. You have to apologize. It's been 4 years since my last video. Incoming email. I am doing this live, so you have to apologize. There is no edits, there's no cuts, there's no fancy background photography. And yes, I know this looks like it has been done on a lawnmower, but this is what my computer has offered to give me. So I have to work with what I have to work with. In any case, somebody on my Instagram, give me 2 seconds and I will pull his name up. V. Philip Baldoras. I hope I'm saying your name right and I hope I'm not butchering it. Asked me on my Instagram that they missed my blogs about Denmark. I just did some quick history, and it's been 4 years since I last made a video. So I figured, what the hell? I might as well make one now. It is the year 2021. Things have drastically changed. Drastic. When I say drastically changed, I'm not just mean like I could change this shirt and put on a new one. I mean, there is an epidemic. There is so much horrible things that are happening till it's just a shame. Um, as most of you already know, COVID is a thing now. Um, I think it was right around summertime. No, sorry, springtime, March of last year, that this COVID thing became a huge epidemic in the world. I had just gotten back actually from a very small, when I say small mini vacation in Florida. It wasn't for fun, it was actually for a little bit of business. Had a family member that passed away. So I had just gotten back into Denmark after leaving the States, and then Trump was the president. And he decided to close the borders so nobody could come in or leave. So I just got back into Denmark, thank God. I'll probably touch more on that later. People want to know, Jamie L25 wanted to know how's things going with, I guess you mean the job situation. I don't know if you saw my last video, the one from 4 years ago. I am still currently working with the Danish army, and I love my job. I seriously do. I've had some couple scrapes and bruises, some run-ins, some good and not so bad things with coworkers, but I'm still there, and I'm working to improve myself. So that job is there, and for those of you that wanted to know, is getting a job in Denmark tough? It was. I must have went through. I think I went through like 4 to 6 jobs before I finally broke down and said, you know what? I'm gonna go get an education, and then I'm gonna go find my job. And it was honestly all due to my wife that kind of pushed me in that direction. So basically, I have a education in what they call layer logistic, and basically the very next day I applied for this job. My wife found it, and lo and behold, they wanted me, and I got hired as a temp first. But then after about a year, they were like, "Wow, he's really good." My boss Kim, my leader boss, he's like, "I want to keep him." So lo and behold, after a year of that, they said, "We're going to keep you and we're going to hire you." So I am happily blessed, happily that I have this job still. Somebody else wanted to know how are things going with my kids. That is yet to be determined. Uh, if you saw the previous video, my now 9-year-old, aka preteen, she's into, I don't know what this is on TV. I can't remember what it is. It's very weird, like it's like 90210 teenage thing, and I let her be with that. But she's super creative. She's mega talented when it comes to drawing and making these little I don't know what you call them, but she made one for me like with pearls, these little pearl things. I don't know what they're called. She made me like a Pokemon thing. She made me a Pikachu, which was cool. And then she made me just a random design or something else. And her latest one that I have at work, she drew this little on this poster thing. I love you, and I thought that was very talented. She also has some other drawings that also framed. I took it to work, but I don't have them here. So, but she's, I guess you would say, a typical 9-year old with 9-year old habits. But I call her preteen because it's a bitch trying to get to communicate to her at times with things. But nothing out of the ordinary. My 5-year old, he is also as my wife and I would normally say, a normal 5-year old, but he's a little bit tough to wrangle, like most boys. He doesn't have that off switch, and he gets too wild and too excited over things. For example, we went to vacation in Valletta, and I think honestly that was his very first time being in a hotel away from home. Chilling with mom and dad and big sis, and just having fun and doing things. And he couldn't dial it down. He couldn't turn it down for whatever reason. He was turned up 100%, and it just drove me nuts. It's just like, I've been. You can do these things at home, but not out in public and stuff like that. So they're both doing okay. I can't complain. Somebody else here wrote 2 seconds. How do I feel about being in Denmark for so long? Like I said earlier, I love it. I don't really see any fault in it. There are some things that I struggle with, but in the long run, there's I don't have anything to complain about. I really don't. Um, Timmy Titan, great name. Timmy Titan wanted to know, how does it feel now that you've been over there so long? Have you gotten used to? Oh, okay. I guess you want to know, has my taste buds or anything like that changed? Yeah, I will admit it's it's actually, I'll give you a good example. I'm used to the water over in Florida. I miss so many things. Water is a huge thing, but since I've been over here now for so long, my body has adapted to the way we drink water in here. And I kid you not, I could go back to the States, and like I said, I came back from that funeral, and I can honestly taste the difference in the chlor. I can taste the chlorine basically in the water. So I can't really point and laugh at my in-laws or my wife or my kids when they say the water tastes funny, because honestly, it does taste funny. Um, does that deter me from still drinking water? No, it's just something that happens. I mean, it is what it is. The next person wants to know that, unfortunately, John, I can't give you that information. Oh, by the way, please, we will not be, no names, no, none of that social security. No, no, I'm not doing it. And when it comes to politics, I'm not touching that. I'm not a huge politics fan. I could care less. Sorry. Um, Somebody want to know? Did you hear about the collapse since you're from Miami? Yes, I did. Thank God there was nobody in. Well, when I say this, I had no friends or family in that hotel or around in that area when the hotel collapsed. But I did hear about it. It's super sad. Um, but I mean, honestly, what that boils down to is the foundation. Whoever built that hotel, they're gonna have to answer to some people. And like a lot of people were saying, if you ever are in a situation where you notice the hotels or homes or whatever, it's the structure is screwed up, just run, just go somewhere else. So yeah. Somebody, how would you feel if? Okay. Uh, what happened was they wanted to know, how did I get over there to the funeral and get back while this COVID thing was just happening. Um, what happened was my aunt, she got super sick and she passed away. My mom contacted me immediately and told me the information. And what I did was, my wife and I have always agreed if something terrible ever really happens, we have a backup account for me to what we call basically emergency fund for me to go directly to get a ticket and go do what I have to do. We dipped into that account and I bought not a first class ticket, but I bought a ticket. And as soon as I think that week when I boarded the plane to leave here from Denmark, because I left from Aalborg and I landed in Aalborg to I think Amsterdam or Amsterdam directly to Atlanta and then Atlanta to West Palm Beach. Um, the COVID thing was just it must have just begun to bloom and nobody really knew about it. It was only over in I think China or something like that. I can't remember specifically the details. But nobody at that moment, I noticed there was really nobody on planes with masks or anything like that. It was just like whatever happened, whatever happened. If you're curious, I'm sorry, just to sidetrack. If you're curious why I constantly keep looking out the window, it's raining right now outside of my home. So I don't know if you can see that. It's raining super bad. So I apologize if you can hear all that. Here in Denmark, we've been getting, I don't want to say terrible weather, but much needed weather. Um, Basically, I got over there and I went to my aunt's funeral. I stayed with my mom for a couple of days. I managed to get a hotel. There's a story inside that, but I think I stayed there like 1 or 2 days, and I was like, I'm going back home. To hell with this, because there was really bad uh, infestation of rats and rodents in this hotel. So I went back home, um, and basically, I met up with my friends for a little bit, and I was only there really for 5 days because that's how much my work gave me for compensation. Excuse me. So after the funeral and everything else, I boarded back on a plane the same way I came. And the moment I think I landed back in Amsterdam is when the official word came out uh, that Trump had closed the borders to the states. So I'm now sitting in Amsterdam thinking to myself, how the hell am I going to get back into Denmark to get to my family? And at that moment there was no you couldn't be 2 feet 5 feet whatever from somebody. It didn't matter then. Basically I was lucky enough to just land. Wow, it's thundering also, sorry. I was lucky enough just to land back in Denmark and get my feet on Danish soil for them to say the borders on all these other states and all these other countries are now closed. You will not be touristing, you won't be coming visit, you can't be going to Italy, you can't be going to France, no, none of that. And just landed, just got my bags, and I was in my car, and my wife called me, "Saw you back home?" Like, yeah, so because the president just basically closed the borders on a lot of these countries and stuff like that. And then, of course, in Denmark, the prime minister, or I'm guessing the queen, I'm not quite sure which one of the two does this. They also closed the borders. So I was lucky, lucky, very much lucky. So in that case, COVID, like I said, had not gotten to the all-time high, but it was there. Next question wants to know, have you been watching the Olympics? Yes, I have, unfortunately. In Danish home, rooting for the United States. That's what else is new. Happy that the U.S. team, basketball men, did their thing. I think me and my wife were just actually just talking about that yesterday. I think overall, United States has the most medals, but I think China has the most gold. I think they're like at 38, something like that. I can't specifically remember, but yeah, I have been watching the Olympics. It's rough rooting when United States plays Denmark because then it's a house divided. Obviously, my wife and my in-laws, they're rooting for their country, and I'm rooting for my own. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, I think the handball team they lost yesterday. I did watch a little bit of it, didn't watch most of it, but I know it was a close match, but they just I guess they couldn't pull it out. Um, yeah, so we do watch stuff like that. NFL Tommy wants to know, are you ready for football? Yes, I am officially ready. I think there was a game, what, Thursday, Friday? I missed it mainly because my wife and I got vaccinated Wednesday. So there was a little bit of concern. I kind of didn't want to be up BSing the whole, and this entire week, past week has been, as you can hear the thunder, has been a little bit stressful because we had 248 Vanaplikti, what we call new recruits that came in today. And yes, they were all COVID vaccinated or whatever. So yeah, but I am ready for football. I'm actually glad it's coming back. So I look forward to watching some NFL games. For those of you who want to know, I've always been a diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. No, I'm not all about Brady and the bandwagon, but I've been a Tampa Bay fan since 2000, before they actually won their first one in I think 2003 or 2004, something like that. That's when Chucky was their head coach. So I'm not a bandwagon. I'm a true Bucks fan. So let's not go there. Okay, last question because I might deal this up into two parts. I don't know. We'll see how this exceeds. If this does not flourish like I expect it to do, so be it. But I wouldn't get too hung up on me doing these on a regular basis like I used to. I honestly, I don't have the time like I used to, especially with me trying to do stuff with my kids a little bit. There's always something to do. Like right now, I'm washing clothes. I've been washing clothes for a majority of the day. Um, Basically, I'm happy where I'm at. There are some things that I'm not quite thrilled about, but I'm happy overall, and I won't complain about that. Last question. Let's see here. Hey, favorite vlogger, long time no see. COVID vaccination. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did hear about the COVID vaccination with. I think you're talking about Johnson and Johnson. Um, Basically, luckily, my wife and I both got Pfizer, so we both had two shots in the arm. My first shot, it was normal. I mean, like any vaccination. But that following morning, I could only lift my arm about so high from where I'm sitting now. This was about the height I can get it from, about up to my chest. I couldn't go like this for the life of me. I went to work also that same day, so there was nothing there. And then Wednesday, it was sore. They stick me in the same arm. It was sore, but it didn't stop me from going to work. So I think I'm doing fine. I'm happily glad I'm vaccinated. As for the other individuals that choose not to get vaccinated, that's their opinion. I can't change that. I have a very close friend of mine that has told me that he will not be getting vaccinated. And the funny thing is, I understand his point of view, but my daughter and his daughter, since me and my buddy have been friends since high school, whenever we come down, we all hang out together. And I explained to him, I was just like, look, man, I get it. I get it. You don't want to take it. But if that's the case and I come down there on vacation, we can't hang out. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be rude. I can't force you to get vaccinated, but I feel bad for the kids, man, because my daughter loves to play with his daughter. They're like this. They're just like mom, and this is like they're like me and him are like this. The kids are like this. So it hurts to hear, and I have a funny feeling. A lot of this is just misinformed information. People not getting vaccinated. but then you can't bitch and you can't complain and you can't moan when you're not feeling well and you're in the hospital. It's like you were given an opportunity to take this and you chose not to do it. You chose to do what you wanted to do. So, but like I said, I get it. As an American, I get it. I have a feeling that this vaccination thing was not explained correctly, and I feel bad. I worry almost every other day. My mother, I just talked with her actually yesterday that my brother, who is physically handicapped and mentally handicapped, he's already gotten his two sticks. But then 2 or 3 weeks ago, he tested positive, so he had to be sent to the hospital. The hospital tested him, and he was fine. My biggest problem was if the person that quote unquote he was close by was positive, why did they push out this individual to go to their job? Because it just infects the other people. And you're going to get people like that in the world that are, I haven't been positive, I haven't been tested, so I'm not going to bother saying anything. It's people like you that are putting the rest of us in danger. So right now, my mental stability about that is I basically go to work. I have a month been with me at all times. I have a mask. Um, After that, I pretty much try to get home. I really don't go out. My wife knows me. I'm not a huge fester. I don't go. I don't like to go to parties. I wouldn't mind going to a concert, but the concerts haven't been released over here. I know back in the states they've already opened up for concerts and stuff like that. But I can't get sick if I'm home. You can't spread anything. You can't be a super spreader if you're at home. So I got two young ones that I have to worry about. Those are my priorities. Same with my wife. When I come home, it's like that's it. I really don't want to have to bother about going back out anywhere else. But I mean, COVID is not really at the moment rampant in the young ones. It's more of us adults. So I have a lot more to say on that question, but I think I'm going to end this for now at this part of time. I want to thank everybody for those that have been sending questions. I see a lot of questions coming in, and I'm bookmarking those maybe for next time. But it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since I've done one of these, and I apologize. You can probably see the gray hair starting to grow. And yeah, I'm 40 years old now. When I was doing this favorite blogger thing, I was in my 30s, early 30s, and so it's been a very long time, very long time. I'm still here. I just I don't have the drive or the passion to make videos like I used to. And YouTube, I know they've changed the algorithm at least 2 or 3 times already. So I just know some things now. After a while, it's best to make these videos and get out while you still can. So I think I'll go ahead and conclude this video here for now. Um, if you guys are still somewhat interested in my boring life, and what I'm doing in Europe as an American, please feel free to leave some comments down below. I'll try to do my best to answer them as best as I can, but can't promise you anything. But like I said, it's been a long time since I made one of these. It's been a long time. I'll be surprised if this upload gets 250 likes, but I doubt it. And I'm not gonna press you guys like today's kids and today's YouTubers that push the like things on you and get the. I could care less. This is just something that I like to do in my spare time. So I figure maybe it's time to dust it off and see if I still got it. I don't know. You guys tell me. But thank you so much for being here with me on this live broadcast. I appreciate all the help, all the questions, all the comments, whatever you need be. Guys, I thank you so much. Favorite Vlogger signing out. I will check y'all possibly in another stream. So make sure you subscribe and click notifications and all that, whatever garbage. But just stay close by. All right. Peace.